Hey everybody, I'm Tag.
And I'm B.
Hey, in this Life Done Free. Hey, we had a event happen yesterday. A big fire was caught at the neighbor's property, and it spread into my property, causing some damage. So if you're interested in the fire and the lessons we learned along with it, come on, let's check it out. Yep. Hey everybody, Tag and B, Life Done Free. Hey, yesterday our neighbor decided they were going to burn their field, and it got out of control, and I'm going to show you guys some footage of it. But before we do that, I thought I'd just talk to B a little bit about how it made her feel to see flames up around gas tanks and bad things in your garden.
Yeah. Well, before he lit the fire, I had asked if he had if he had
You looking for the word experience? There you go. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
I had asked him if he had experience, and he reassured me that he was A-okay. And I said, okay, then I'm not going to watch. So a couple times I kind of peeked out and I saw the roaring smoke, and I just hurried up and came back in. I wasn't gonna look until you came downstairs and said, we got a problem. That anxiety just boop right up to the top. Okay, grab the keys, grab the Kubota, get things, fill the tanks. And as I was laying in bed last night thinking back, I remember you asking him, do you want me to fill my tank up just in case? And he said, nah.
Well, I mean, how cool is it though? You have a Kubota that you use to water plants, but it's also your firefighting rig.
Oh, I am so thankful for that.
Yeah, because that put the fire out. Us having the Kubota put it out, because that guy was trying hard to save my stuff. He drove his Ranger right into the fire and burned up the whole bottom side, burned up the wiring, and then it quit moving. But the problem with him doing that was now he cut off his water supply. Yes, now his tank wouldn't work anymore.
His tank was inside of his Ranger.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Does that mean it was plugged in? It was plugged into his Ranger.
Yeah, as soon as the wire's fried, it's not going to pump. No, it was electric.
Yeah, so he said it burnt the underside, the under.
Yeah.
Wiring.
Yeah, so he lost the most because he lost his Ranger, and I don't know if they'll total it or they won't total it, or they'll put a new harness on it or whatever, but it was done. So now we had this fire raging and the water supply was gone. And so B jumps in the Kubota.
I ran up, filled it up with, I drove up there as fast as I could and realized that the hose wasn't there, because over the winter time I had brought everything back to the house, so kind of like for storage, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I had to drive all the way back to the house, get a hose, then go all the way back up to the well, to the garden faucet, I guess. Is that a faucet? Pump, hydrant. And then I could fill the 65-gallon tank like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's one of those weird things. You could say, hey, let's leave water in the Kubota full time, but the problem is it freezes here, and as soon as I do that, I'm blowing stuff in the Kubota, so I can't leave it full.
Not only that, but when it's full, it lowers the back side of it. So I don't know if it's the hydraulics or the tires, but it's putting quite a bit of stress on.
Well, we did take the B machine out, and we did get it filled with water, and we did combat the fire, and without it, I don't know, it'd still be going. But we did get it put out, and so that was nice. The fire spread in a lot of places. And I'll show you guys in the video, but I just thought it'd be nice to hear from B, and because she gets huge anxiety because of fire, and she gets super scared.
Well, I mean, having the, just the knowledge and the experience, having been there before, knowing, get water, get as much water as possible, as fast as possible. We've been here before, so it's kind of like a drill, get this, go here, do that. So
Well, I think, and we're not going to belabor this. We'll get onto the video so that you guys can see what happened. But I'll tell you, if you watch close, there's something magic that happens. So, anyway, let's get to it. So, yesterday, my neighbor decided he was going to burn this field. This is a pretty normal occurrence, you know, where we live. So he thought he'd start the fire over there and just burn this field. But after he lit the fire, he got some wind gusts, and so this fire got completely out of control. And as you can see here in B's garden, across the fence, right, and burned a lot of the mulch that she had in the garden. The other thing it did is it burned up these little trees. We had planted a bunch of cedar trees along this line in an effort to build us a windbreak, but they're no more. You can see up behind these shipping containers, it went all the way up that path, burned a lot of that stuff up. Skipped here too. That's all a mess, guys, because we had fire in here and we were throwing stuff around, you know, trying to save, you know, what we could save. And what you're seeing is the aftermath. Yeah. Up there was a folding chair, was. Look at that. Burned a bunch of plastic bins. Look at that tire. Look at the tire on this little tiller that B never uses, but you know, either way, it still burned it. Look at that little tricycle. Yeah, it's no more. Yep, grandkids used to ride that one in the summertime a little bit because you could kind of drive it from behind, but look at the side of that shelf unit. All burned. Yep. You know, it's interesting for me. We all prepare for so many things. And yet the thing that's most likely to get us, you know, is fire. Look at that. Burned up underneath there. It's a good thing this field got burned. But the bag thing, when it, you know, jumps onto, you know, your neighbor's property. Like, look at this door right here. This door, for sure the sill is ruined. See that rubber underneath there? I would imagine it burned the bottom side of that door. This was just a spare door that I had that I was going to use for something someday, but I don't know if we'll get it done or not. Yeah, I had a stack of plywood here. They cut the stack of plywood on fire. There was another stack here that got completely burned up, and it was gone. Look here at my barrels. A lot of them are pretty melted. You know, kind of down by the bottom. You know, it was interesting on this tank right here. This is a diesel tank, and you know, as you can see, it got pretty close. Not too close. And that diesel tank is full, by the way. But fire got up around there, got up around my chipper. And, you know, what's crazy is those things are full of fuel, right? There's still some patches that are smoking. Look at that poor little cedar tree. You've grown that thing for 2 years. And it's gone. Look at this one. So this is an unleaded tank. Here, look how that fire got right up underneath it. All the way around the edges. It burned all of this. Imagine if that tank, you know, would have lit. That'd have been an interesting, huh? These poles here are just kind of a parking guide on my property line. But it jumped a lot of those too. And, you never know. Those fires get dangerous, and all of a sudden you're looking, at a house being burned down. As we were going through this, and it was burning yesterday, we were running around crazy. It was so nice to have everything that we needed in order to fight the fire. The fire department didn't have to get called. We, managed it, ourselves. I think what's interesting about this experiment is just simply that, when the trouble came, it was an amazing example of community. A phone call was made, a bunch of people showed up with their gear, and we battled, this fire for a few hours yesterday. We lost some tricycles, we lost some, some plywood, we lost some barrels, we lost some wheels, but everybody's okay. And, I didn't lose anything with real, significant value. So, I'm pretty happy with the way that it turned out, because, it could have certainly been a whole lot worse. We talk all the time about community and why community matters, right? Because when you need something, when you need someone to come to your aid, who are you gonna call?